Okay. There's people out there who want abs, and that's literally all they want. They want the abs, they want the well defined stomach. So they'll start doing a little bit more cardio. They'll start cutting back their calories. They'll try things like keto or a bunch of other things. And they're putting in this half assed effort. They don't really seem to be getting anywhere. Whereas there are other people who decide they want abs, decide they want the well defined stomach, and within a few months, they seem to be able to achieve this. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference between these two people and how we can be in the latter group. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Okay. I remember vividly wanting abs so bad, right? It was literally all I wanted because I was deeply, deeply insecure at that time. And I thought, well, nothing else has really made me feel attractive. Maybe this will be what helped me feel attractive. I thought if I got abs, my matches on like dating apps would start like blowing up and I would start getting all this attention and all my insecurities would disappear. This is how I thought. And so what I did was I was starting to cut back my calories. I wouldn't eat my mom's cooking anymore. I was only eating like dark chocolate for dessert. And overall, my approach just wasn't healthy, if I'm being honest. Even, like I had these restrictions on myself. And when I would slip up, which was fairly often, say I had like a cookie I wasn't supposed to, then might as well eat the whole cookie tray. That's how I thought. So then I would just have a whole cheat day where I'm like binge eating. And again, when I was doing this, I was basically not getting any results. Now I'm on the other side where I have abs. There's a bunch of photos on my social media with me shirtless, so you can see for yourself. And there's a very important point that I want to bring up, first of all. And that point is, do you even really want this? And I don't mean that in the sense that, oh, you got to be hardcore or something. No, there are huge drawbacks that come with being lean, with being shredded all the time. And for a lot of people, it's not going to be worth it, right? And there's going to be these people on social media who are going to make it seem like, yeah, I stay shredded all the time, bro. Just buy my 5-step program, bro, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Just 5 easy steps, bro. Like, no, throw those people aside. We don't listen to those people, right? I'm telling you the real truth of the matter, right? There's a lot of negatives that come with being shredded. And for a lot of people, it's not going to be worth it. Look, someone like me who's trying to grow his social media, or someone else you see on social media who posts pictures of themselves looking shredded, right? They're getting a huge practical benefit. They may already be making money from this, right? Me, I'm trying to grow my following. So when I put up like a shirtless picture or something, it gets a lot of attention, and then that helps me grow my following. I'm getting a very practical benefit. But for someone like you, if you're not in this social media game, do you really want to be, at work worrying about counting calories? Do you really want to be sitting at school, hungry out of your mind just because you wanted to look shredded, right? So it's something to really think about. There are very real negatives that come with trying to maintain this lean, shredded look. So think about it. Do you really want this? And one important point to bring up just in relation to this, you can be at a healthy body fat percentage and still slay, right? Now, my first epiphany moment with this was I used to work at a retail store a while back. And like I said previously, I was extremely, extremely insecure. And even then, I was quite insecure. And I was really skinny. And I thought if I just got abs, if I lost even more weight, I'd look better. But at that point, I actually took a different approach and I started bulking. And when I started bulking, my arms started getting bigger. They're like coming out of my shirt. I'm looking big, right? And that's actually when I started getting compliments. Before that, I never got compliments, right? Which probably fed into the insecurity a little more because I didn't feel attractive and there was nothing other people were saying to the contrary, right? But when I started bulking, that's when I started to get compliments. Girls at the retail store were starting to notice, people were admiring. I was looking real good, right? So trust me, you can be at a healthy body fat and still slay. You don't need to be, some sort of shredded beast in order to feel attractive. Now, the next point I want to make is most people don't look like their Instagram photos, including me, right? I'm not trying to say I do either, right? And again, I can't stand some of these people. They're put these standards, these unrealistic beauty standards onto the rest of us and just be like, oh, I look shredded all the time, bro. Again, just buy my 5-step easy plan, bro. Like, no, throw those people aside. We don't listen to them. Realistically, very, very few people look like that shredded all the time. And you can roughly throw those people into 3 categories. 1, they have really good genetics. Those people definitely exist. 2, steroids and just any sort of PEDs, plastic surgeries. Like this external assistance is a huge problem in the fitness industry. That's a fact, right? And the third is again, they're getting a very real practical benefit from it in terms of monetary value or in terms of growing their social media business, right? That if you're someone who's pursuing something outside of social media, you're not getting that massive benefit. So is it really worth it to be feeling groggy and hungry all the time? That's something only you can decide for yourself, but it's definitely something to think about. All right, now let's jump into some of the practical advice, right? Now, remember when I said when I first started trying to get abs, I was underweight. I was like 140 pounds and I was skinny as a stick. I was skinny fat, right? So I still had a layer of fat on my abs. And I was still trying to cut. Don't make that mistake, right? You can do that if you want and you'll still get abs, but you'll be like that really frail, skinny guy with abs. It doesn't look good. It's not a look. It's not going to look aesthetic. So if you're going for that aesthetic look, build up that foundation of muscle first. Next, counting calories, in my opinion, non-negotiable. Okay. If you're trying to get shredded, burning more calories than burning more calories than you eat is a non-negotiable, right? Because that's the only way to lose weight, or the only way to lose weight to get to our goal as fast as possible, right? Like maybe, because counting calories, there's some controversy around that in general, and I don't know the specifics, so I'm not going to pretend to. All I know is whenever I've counted calories, I've lost weight consistently. So in my opinion, non-negotiable. Counting calories, counting macros has to happen if you're trying to get from point A to point B where you're shredded as fast as possible and as reliably as possible. So again, counting calories, non-negotiable. And your cutting diet, I'm not going to go too deep into calories, macros. I might make another video for it. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube already as well. So I don't want that to be the point of this video. But roughly, a 500 calorie deficit 6 days a week. On the 7th day, you can bump calories back up to maintenance calories. To get your maintenance calories, you can literally just Google, maintenance calorie calculator online. There's a bunch. And that's the main thing. In terms of macros, I literally only focus on protein. So 1 gram per pound of body weight for protein, and fats and carbs, I don't track those too closely. Next point I want to make is training abs will help your abs look better. There's controversy around this as well in the online social media space, so I can only share my experience. In my experience, 110% training my abs helped them pop out more and look better. So ab training is good. And just to sum this all up, fork put downs. So if you're just trying to, you just have that lower belly fat, you're like, I don't care, I just want to lose it. Fork put downs is really all you need, right? You just got to put down that fork. If you keep consistently staying in that calorie deficit, that lower ab fat will go away, right? I remember when I was cutting, it was always the last place to go away. And every single cut, I felt, there has to be something wrong here. Like this aerial fat just isn't going away. Maybe there's something else I can do. And every single time, there was nothing else I could do except be more patient and just stick with the cut, right? Now, I want to jump into the next and extremely important point. Be kind to yourself throughout this whole journey. As I've mentioned, being shredded all the time is not normal, right? Social media has people with the top 1% genetics, or people who are on drugs, or people who are getting a huge monetary benefit from being shredded all the time, right? So when you're going on this journey, it will be a rocky road, just like any journey towards a hard to reach goal, right? We think it's going to be like this. Usually it ends up being, up, down, right? So it will be a rocky road. Be kind to yourself throughout the process. It's not easy to be having to, go to work, go to school, and be sticking with this calorie counting and feeling hungry all the time, and feeling the low energy and grogginess that comes from cutting food out of your diet as well, right? So be kind to yourself throughout this whole process. And if this is really what you want, you listen to everything I said, and you decided, no, this is what I want 100%, then I'm confident you can do it, all right? Again, like I said before, it is difficult, but difficult doesn't mean you can't do it. So stick with the plan, stick with the process, be kind to yourself throughout it. Even if you have some ups, even if you have some downs, it's okay. Just take the next day to get back on track. I've had multiple times in my, journey to getting abs where I've successfully reached the end point. But before that, I would have like days where I ended up having cheat days where I ended up binge eating and falling off the wagon. Like I had my days of falling off the wagon, and I still reached my end goal. And you can too, all right? I believe in you. So you got this. Now I want you to imagine for a second. Imagine that you've decided that the negatives that come with being shredded are worth it to you, and you pursue this. And maybe you had goals similar to what I had in terms of, there were a bit of vanity goals, trying to get my dating app matches up, trying to get more attention on social media. And fine, maybe that's the goal you have. So imagine that, you get those abs and the attention starts going up, and that's what you wanted. Imagine that you stick with it, and then you look in the mirror and you're so proud because you accomplished a hard to accomplish goal. This stuff is not easy, and you did it, right? And you're looking at yourself in the mirror, shredded, saying like, damn, I'm looking real good. Imagine that for a second, right? And imagine that people are going to be admiring, right? Like maybe you have a vacation coming up or something, and that's what you're doing this for. So you're going to be shirtless, and people are going to be like, damn, you're looking good, And if your goals were like mine, then, girls are going to be looking and be like, damn, you're looking real good, So imagine that for a second. And that's the path that you're headed on. All right. Again, if you've decided this is what you want to do and the negatives are worth it to you, then let's go. All right. I believe in you. You can do this. All right. And that's all I have for this video. One point I want to make, I want this channel, right, to be like our little community, right, where we help each other and support each other throughout our fitness goals and even other things. I talk about, self-improvement in general, so finances, tech, etc. But I want this to be our community where we help each other, support each other, and really help each other get to that next level. All right. So come join our community. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll put my Instagram, TikTok somewhere here. Please do support over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Peace.